Hi, Dennis here, working with you on a series of videos to learn how to use the application RT Scheduler. This is a respiratory therapy scheduling system for clinicals for respiratory therapy schools. So once you as an instructor or a schedule have logged into your dashboard, there's two things that you need to do in order to begin using the scheduling system. One is that you need to be able to add clinical sites, so you have to have a place to schedule the student to go to, and then of course you have to have students in here. Today's topic is to talk about how to add students. We cover adding clinical sites and locations in another video, so feel free to look that up. And to add a student, we just simply need to access the menu system by clicking on this little icon over to the left, and then we'll come down and we'll just say New Student. Now, this system is just a two-step process. We tried to make it very, very easy, but you do have to provide some basic information about who the student is. So we'll just kind of make this up. We'll say this is Gary. We'll say this is Gary Miller. This is obviously a fake person. They're a student, and we're going to add a fake email address for Gary here. Let's say Gary at tmail.com. I don't know if there is such a thing. I suspect there is not. And then we'll add a phone number. Now I'm going to make up a phone number here. This is kind of interesting because there's actually two fields to add a phone number. And the one below it is a text number. So this may be the very same number as your contact number, but later on in the system, we don't do it currently, but we may start adding texting features. And so this is a way that we can provide shift alerts. Right now, we provide shift alerts through an email system, which probably also comes to your students' mobile devices. So that's probably fine. And then, of course, we've also added the opportunity to at least tag this person to a specific cohort. This is a feature that will get more and more complex later in its complexity so that you can use it to filter certain cohorts and you can look at certain cohort clinical activities. So I'm just going to say, hey, I'm going to make this up and you can make this up, 2015 cohort, and you can just call it whatever you like. And then you can just hit next here. And it's going to ask a little bit of address information. And so let's just say Gary lives on 45 Stemmon Street. If there's an apartment, we certainly could put that. And this is just going to be our basic information in case we have to correspond with the student. It also may be helpful at some future point as we consider helping you bringing students to sites that are approximately in their location. So we might be able to provide information, geographic information, to help you know this student is only 5 miles away from this site, but they may be 35 miles away from that site. So sometimes we're aware that sometimes you all logically do that, and so hopefully we'll be able to help you out there. And then let's just say this is in Harrisburg, and we'll just say, excuse me, misspelled Harrisburg there, and then we'll just say Pennsylvania. All right. Just do a drop down here in Pennsylvania, and then a zip code. Again, I'm just making this up. And then we finish. Now, that seems like a very simple process. What happens at that point is that the student is sent an email address and that they're given the opportunity to log in, create a password, and then they get to log in and do their own dashboard.